How to job search with a full-time job and kids at home. It's 9:47 p.m. The kids are finally asleep. Took 3 stories, 2 glasses of water, and 1 very specific stuffed animal that was somehow under the couch. Your partner is either already passed out or watching something you're 4 episodes behind on. The kitchen still has dishes in it. You've been working since 8 a.m. And somewhere between the exhaustion and the guilt, a small voice in your head says, "I should be working on my job search right now." So you open your laptop, you stare at a job board, you maybe click on one listing, you read the description and think, "I should tailor my resume for this." But the energy isn't there. So you close the laptop, tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow, and go to bed feeling like you're failing at the one thing that could actually change your situation. If that's your life right now, working full-time, raising kids, and trying to find a better job in whatever cracks of time exist between those 2 realities, this episode is built specifically for you. Not for the person with 4 free hours every evening. Not for the person who can take a week off to focus on the search. For you, the person operating on fumes who still needs a plan that works. Before we get into it, thanks to InterviewMate for sponsoring this episode. Writing a cover letter for every job you apply to is brutal, so most people either skip it or send the same generic one every time. InterviewMate fixes that. You paste in a job description, it generates a cover letter tailored to that exact role. A TS optimized so it actually gets past the screening tools. 60 seconds, done. 1 subscription covers every application. Check them out at interviewmate.ai/cover-letter. Let's start with the thing nobody says out loud, but everyone in this situation feels: the guilt. You feel guilty when you're working on your job search instead of being with your kids. You feel guilty when you're with your kids instead of working on your job search. You feel guilty at your day job because you know you're leaving eventually. And underneath all of it is this constant low hum of, "I'm not doing enough." I need you to hear this. The guilt is a lie. You are doing something incredibly hard, holding down a job, raising children, and trying to build a better future all at the same time. The fact that you're listening to this episode right now means you're already doing more than most people in your position. So let's stop measuring yourself against someone with a different life setup and start building a system that works inside the life you actually have. Rule 1: forget the marathon. You need a microblock system. The traditional job search advice, spend 2 to 3 hours a day on your search, was written by someone without kids, or a job, or both. You don't have 2 to 3 hours. Some days you don't have 20 minutes. And that's okay because a job search doesn't require long stretches of uninterrupted time. It requires small, consistent actions that compound over weeks. I call them microblocks. 15-minute windows where you do exactly one task, not "work on my job search." That's too vague and you'll end up scrolling. 1 specific task per block. Here's what fits in 15 minutes. Reviewing 1 job posting and deciding if it's worth applying to. Tailoring the top third of your resume for a specific role. Writing a networking message to 1 person. Responding to a recruiter's email. Researching 1 company before an interview. Updating 1 section of your LinkedIn profile. Here's what doesn't fit in 15 minutes and shouldn't be attempted. Writing a full application from scratch. Deep company research on 5 companies. Rewriting your entire resume. Those are project tasks. Save them for your weekly power block, which I'll get to in a moment. The point is this: 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week, is over an hour of focused job search time. That's more than enough to keep a pipeline moving if every minute is spent on a single, defined task. Rule 2: anchor your search to existing dead time. You don't need to find new time, you need to repurpose time that already exists but isn't being used intentionally. Your commute. That's 15 to 40 minutes where you can listen to episodes like this one, review job descriptions on your phone, or dictate notes about what you want to say in a networking message. Your lunch break, even 15 minutes of it. Enough to send 1 application if your materials are already prepped, or to respond to a recruiter's scheduling email. If you try to job search every single night after a full day of work and parenting, you'll burn out within 2 weeks and stop entirely. Rule 3: batch and templatize everything you can. When time is your scarcest resource, repetitive work is your enemy. And job applications are full of repetitive work. The same questions on every application form, similar cover letter structures, the same networking outreach messages. Build a base resume that captures all your experience. Then create 2 or 3 role-specific versions. If you're applying to similar types of jobs, one tailored version can cover multiple applications with minor adjustments. Create a networking message template. Personalize the bracket sections for each person. That takes 2 minutes instead of 15. The goal is to shrink the time per application without shrinking the quality. Tailoring still matters, especially for the resume and cover letter, but templating the surrounding work buys you the time to tailor where it actually counts. Rule 4. Protect the search from the kids and the kids from the search. This is the practical parenting piece that no career advice ever addresses. When you're in a microblock, whether it's a 15-minute window or a longer evening session, you need to be actually unavailable to your children. That means coordinating with your partner, a family member, or anyone else in the household. I need 20 minutes with the door closed. Be specific about the time so the other person knows when it ends and the kids know you're coming back. If you're a single parent with no backup, which is an incredibly difficult situation, your best windows are before the kids wake up and after they go to bed. Even 10 minutes of pre-dawn focus, while brutal, is better than trying to write a cover letter while a 4-year-old asks you why the sky is blue for the 9th time. The morning window is especially valuable because your brain is fresh and the words come faster. And when you're with the kids, be with the kids. Close the job search tabs. Put the phone down. Clean separation protects your quality in both directions. Rule 5. Lower the bar to keep moving. Perfectionism is a luxury you can't afford right now. A good enough application submitted is infinitely more valuable than a perfect application still sitting in your drafts. Some nights the 15-minute microblock is all you've got and all you do is save one promising job listing to apply to later. That counts. Some weeks you only send 2 applications instead of 4. That counts. Some days the most productive thing you do for your search is go to sleep at a reasonable hour so you have energy for the interview you have on Thursday. That absolutely counts. The people who succeed in job searching while parenting are not the ones who do the most. They're the ones who don't stop. Consistency at a low volume beats intensity that flames out. 2 applications a week for 3 months is 24 targeted applications. That's a real pipeline. That's enough to generate interviews and offers. Rule 6. Tell your support system what you need. If you have a partner, be specific about what help looks like. Not, "I need more time." That's vague and leads to resentment on both sides. Instead, "I need Tuesday and Thursday evenings from 8:30 to 9:30 to work on applications." Specific asks get met. Vague ones don't. If you have parents, siblings, or friends who've offered to help with the kids, take them up on it. Not someday. Now. A Saturday afternoon where someone takes the kids for 3 hours is your power block. That's when you do the big tasks. Rewriting your resume, prepping for an interview, researching a company in depth. Protect that time like it's sacred, because for you, it is. And if people ask how's the job search going, be honest, but set boundaries. It's moving. I'm balancing it with everything else, so it's slower than I'd like, but I'm making progress. You don't owe anyone a detailed status update, especially when the question, however well-intentioned, adds pressure you don't need. Quick recap. Use microblocks, 15-minute windows with 1 task each. Anchor your search to dead time that already exists in your day. Batch and templatize everything repetitive. Protect your search time from the kids and your kid time from the search. Lower the bar so consistency wins over perfection, and tell your support system exactly what you need and when. You're not behind, you're not failing. You're doing one of the hardest versions of the job search that exists, and the fact that you're still in the fight means it's going to work. It just might take a little longer, and that's fine, because when the offer comes, your kids won't remember that it took an extra month. They'll remember that things got better. Quick reminder, check out InterviewMate at interviewmate.ai/cover-letter. Paste any job description. Get a tailored, ATS-friendly cover letter in 60 seconds. 1 subscription, unlimited letters, every application covered. Stop sending the same generic letter to every company. Link in the description. If this episode hit home, send it to another working parent who's going through it. They're probably too tired to search for advice themselves. Subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one.